NBC 10 breaking news.
Breaking right now on NBC 10 News at 4, he's been spotted again. Within the past hour, authorities revealed convicted killer Danelo Cavalcante was seen this afternoon near Longwood Gardens. The latest sighting comes 1 week after the 34-year-old escaped from the Chester County prison. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Johnny Archer. Authorities described Danelo Cavalcante as desperate and dangerous as a search for him enters a second week. And while we have learned how he escaped last Thursday and where he has been since then, his exact whereabouts right now remain unknown. But the search goes on with more manpower coming in to help, from tactical units to the FBI. Here's a live look from Skyforce 10 over Route 1 near Lenape Road. And we have live team coverage this afternoon. NBC 10's Tim Furlong has been out in neighborhoods where local, state, and federal agencies have been searching all day. But we begin with Deanna Durante, live in Westchester, where authorities just gave an update. Deanna, what's the latest?
Well, the lieutenant colonel of the state police who's heading up this search says he was always under the impression that Danelo Cavalcante is a dangerous man convicted of murder here in the States and wanted for murder in Brazil. But he also suspects that the convicted killer is getting more desperate. They do believe that today's sighting is not far from where he was spotted by a trail camera on the Longwood Gardens property. This property not the place where ticketed visitors go in to visit the gardens. Rather, it is a place, another piece of property owned by Longwood Gardens. Police say they are keeping the search perimeter with the exception of allowing 2 elementary schools to open. Those schools, however, do have a large police presence on the campus. That current search area where federal, state, local officers, tactical units, dogs, and a lot of electronic equipment, they are focusing on an 8 to 10 mile range, as we were told, near Longwood Gardens. And again, we are told that some of these tactical officers have come in not just from this region, but across the country.
So an individual reported that that he had seen someone matching that description, and he provided us a location that he had seen them running through that area, and so searchers have gone to that area. We're using people on foot. We have horses out there as well that are assisting with the search, tactical teams, and of course the aviation assets that you mentioned.
How big is that area?
Now, police say at this point they cannot prove if Cavalcante has broken into any homes, cars, businesses, but they do say clearly he has gotten himself some supplies there. They do not want him to get any more. They want him to remain in that search area. They want to be able to catch up with him. That's why knowing what he looks like, paying attention to your property, reporting anything if it appears missing is important. Investigators still asking for the help of the people in this region. If you see him, call them. That's the latest reporting live in Westchester. Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.
All right, Deanna, thank you for that latest report from investigators.
And search crews have now been out for the 8th straight day trying to track down Danelo Cavalcante and get him back behind bars. Skyforce 10 was overhead earlier this afternoon as authorities searched this wooded area.
NBC 10's Tim Furlong is live in Chelmsford with the latest on that. Tim.
Yeah, Deanna and I have been texting back and forth all day. We're keeping our ear to the ground. And just to give you a little insight as to how this all works, when we get a tip and we hear about a possible break in the case, we literally just pack up, get in the car, and we just go. And we get there, and we often see these troopers hunting through the woods, but we don't get to speak directly with them about how they're feeling about the search. Well, today I spoke with a guy who does speak with them.
I'm not sensing frustration. What I see is determination.
The head of Delaware County's FOP chapter is talking directly with the crews searching for Danelo Cavalcante, and Chris Iserman and his team are feeding them, making them sandwiches and giving them drinks whenever they come back to the command post.
These troopers, U.S. Marshals, local police, they want to capture this guy. They want to get him in custody.
Longwood Gardens reopened today and even posted that they were no longer part of the search radius, but early this afternoon, just a tiny bit east of Longwood, the state police chopper was back flying low over the area. Clearly, they had reason to come search this piece of woods and farmland near Route 1 and Lenape Road. We saw troopers walking the perimeter of the crops and into the woods. Skyforce 10 spotted them searching around a pond as well. Nobody wants this to last any longer, not residents who, while supportive and appreciative of the police, are still enduring road closures and car searches, and surely not the law enforcement officials themselves doing a dangerous job in challenging terrain and on a blazing hot day.
They want to see their families. A lot of these guys haven't seen their families in 7-8 days. So that's frustrating on them. But there's no frustration in the job they're doing. They're determined to catch him, and I think they're going to do that.
Yeah, so many roads still blocked off. Local schools are back open. The Kennett Mushroom Festival is going on as planned this week. And I also want to give you an update on that tactical search dog that suffered heat exhaustion. The dog's name is Loki. He's out of the hospital and he's doing well. We were told he could be back on the job next week. Hopefully this will all be over by that point. But again, the good news is the dog is doing well. The bad news, of course, is that this inmate is still on the loose. We're going to keep you posted. I have much more for you at 5 and 6. We're live in Chadds Ford. Tim Furlong, NBC 10 News.
Each day that this continues, we think, how many more days will this go on?
Right.
Tim, thank you. Count on NBC 10 to bring you new developments on the search for escaped prisoner Danelo Cavalcante on air and online. You can get breaking news alerts sent right to your phone through the free NBC 10 app.